You see, my friend, money has ears. It may not have eyes, but it hears faith. It hears conviction. And when you speak with divine authority, money knows your voice. The universe doesn't respond to your need. It responds to your command. You don't beg for blessings. You declare them. You don't chase money. You call it by name. Because everything that exists, every dollar, every opportunity, every open door, was created to obey a voice of dominion. God didn't say, "Let there be light," with a whisper. He spoke it, and his words became matter. If he created worlds with words, why do you think your words don't matter? You are made in his image, which means your mouth is not just for talking, it's for creating. Say it with me. My words are containers of power. My voice is the sound of authority. My money recognizes my voice. You must give your money an identity. When you wake up in the morning and look at your life, you must realize that everything around you is a reflection of what you have identified. The clothes you wear, the car you drive, the house you live in, even the people you attract, all are responding to the name you have given yourself and your environment. And money is no different. If you treat money as something random, unpredictable, or untrustworthy, it will behave that way. But if you give your money identity, purpose, and direction, it begins to respond like a loyal servant rather than a runaway stranger. Dr. Myles Munroe once said, "Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable." That's not just a principle for relationships or leadership. It's a law that governs life itself. When you don't define the purpose of a thing, that thing defines you. If you don't tell your money what it's meant to do, it will find something else to serve. Someone else's business, someone else's dream, someone else's marketing plan. That's why people work for years but never see fruit. They earn, but the money disappears because it had no mission. Imagine a man who receives a paycheck every month but never assigns it a job. He never says, "This portion is for building my future," or "This is for multiplying in investments," or "This is my seed for impacting lives." That man will always watch his money walk away, because money without purpose becomes a wanderer. It's like a soldier without a commander, armed, capable, but lost. You must learn to call your money by name. Speak to it as though it's alive, because in a spiritual sense, it is. Everything created has energy. Everything energy-filled responds to intention. If you say, "This is my rent money," it fulfills that task. If you say, "This is my expansion capital," it seeks that opportunity. If you say, "This is my giving fund," it finds the door where generosity brings return. The universe does not move by emotion. It moves by instruction. Think of a gardener. He doesn't just throw seeds anywhere and hope something grows. He names each area of his garden. This section is for flowers, that one for fruit, another for herbs. Because of that clarity, the garden knows how to yield. The soil responds to purpose. Likewise, your financial ground responds to the purpose you plant. If you scatter your energy, your results will scatter. But when you declare, "This money is assigned to multiply," the law of multiplication starts operating. People often complain, "Money never stays with me." And I tell them, that's because you treat it like a guest instead of a family member. You never gave it a reason to stay. You never said, "You belong here because you're building something with me." When you respect money's purpose, it respects your presence. It's not about worshiping wealth. It's about recognizing that God gave you stewardship over resources that are meant to fulfill divine assignment. Every successful entrepreneur, every visionary, every leader who changed the world had one thing in common. They gave their money an identity before they had any. They spoke vision before they saw provision. They said, "My business will fund education for children," or "My earnings will build communities," or "My wealth will liberate others." And the moment they named their intention, the universe began aligning people, doors, and ideas to fulfill it. You cannot serve two masters, so either your money serves you or you serve it. When money has no purpose, it becomes your master. It controls your time, your thoughts, your sleep. But when you give it identity, you become its leader. You stop chasing it because it starts chasing its purpose, and its purpose is tied to you. Let me make it simple. Suppose you receive 100. Most people instantly think of spending, but the one who understands identity asks, what is the mission of this 100? Maybe 10 is a seed, you sow it. Another 10 is wisdom, you invest it in learning. Another 10 is impact, you bless someone with it. Another 20 is protection, you save it. Another 20 is multiplication, you invest it. Another third year is for circulation, you use it for your daily needs. Now that money has a system, an identity, a reason to exist. It begins to flow with order instead of chaos. If you want to test this principle, try it. Take one small amount, even if it's just a single note, and speak over it. Say, you are a magnet for increase. You are connected to my purpose. You will multiply and return to me in abundance. Then use it intentionally. Invest it, bless someone, or save it towards something meaningful. Watch how it moves. You'll notice it comes back multiplied, because energy always returns to its source when used with intention. When you give money identity, you elevate it from transaction to transformation. You move from being a consumer to being a creator. You stop asking, how can I get more money? And start declaring, how can I give more purpose to the money I already have? That shift alone changes everything. There's a reason why some people always seem to attract opportunities while others struggle. It's not just intelligence or luck. It's clarity. The universe doesn't reward confusion. It rewards definition. If you don't know what you want, how can the universe deliver it? If your words are uncertain, how can money find its instruction? Speak clearly. Speak purposefully. Speak with conviction. Your money has to know your mission. Tell it what it's building. Tell it what it's feeding. Tell it what it's healing. Tell it what it's freeing. The moment you do, you will notice a shift. Bills that used to weigh you down become stepping stones. Transactions that used to drain you become testimonies. Because now your money doesn't just exist, it lives. Money without identity will always run from you. But money with identity will always return home. So give every dollar, every rupee, every cent a name. Not a random label, but a divine one. Speak to it as a partner in your purpose. Treat it as a seed, not a slave. Because the moment you do, your money stops being paper and starts becoming power. Speak with authority, not about authority. You see, most people talk about power, but very few ever learn how to speak with it. They talk about greatness, but their words lack the weight of conviction. They talk about wealth, but they whisper like beggars. The universe does not respond to conversation. It responds to command. When you speak with authority, you don't just communicate, you create. There is a vibration that leaves your mouth. When you speak from belief, not from doubt, there is a tone that carries power when you speak from your spirit, not from your fear. Authority is not a word, it's a presence. You don't fake it, you embody it. Imagine walking into a room and saying, I hope something good happens today. The energy of that statement is weak. It's uncertain. It's like asking permission to exist. But now imagine walking into that same room and saying, something great is happening for me today. That's a declaration. That's the sound of authority. The first one asks the world to allow you to succeed. The second one instructs the world to make way for your success. Dr. Myles Munroe used to teach that leadership is not a title, it's a revelation. You can have the label of a boss and still sound like a slave. You can have no position and still speak like a king. Because true authority is not given by men. It's awakened from within. You cannot command what you fear, and you cannot attract what you doubt. When you open your mouth, the energy behind your words tells creation whether to move or to ignore you. That is why confident people attract favor, not because they are better, but because their voice sounds like truth. Think of a lion. When a lion roars, even the jungle pauses. The hyenas stop laughing. The birds stop singing. The forest becomes still. Not because the lion said anything intelligent, but because its roar carries authority. The lion doesn't explain who it is. It declares it. You must learn to roar your reality into existence. Your roar might be silent to others, but when spoken in faith, it shakes the invisible world. When you speak about authority, you are describing something external. When you speak with authority, you are revealing something internal. That's the difference between I hope, I know, between maybe I'll get it and it already belongs to me. The universe hears the difference. Faith has a frequency, and fear has one too. The moment you speak with fear, your vibration repels blessings. But when you speak with authority, your vibration attracts everything aligned with your purpose. Picture a poor man who says, "One day I'll have money." That's a wish. It's weak. It lacks substance. But when a man stands up, looks at his empty wallet and says, "I may not have it now, but wealth recognizes my name, and it's on its way to me," that's authority. The wallet may still be empty, but the heavens take notice. You don't need money to sound wealthy. You need revelation. When you speak with authority, your words send a signal that reorganizes your reality. You can feel it when someone speaks from power. Their words cut through the air differently. They don't beg, they declare. They don't plead, they proclaim. They speak as if the universe is listening, and because it always is, the universe responds. People who speak with authority never sound desperate because they already know the outcome. Their confidence isn't arrogance, it's alignment. They've aligned their speech with the law of creation. The same law that said, "Let there be light," and light appeared. Look at daily life. Have you ever noticed how a child learns language? They imitate tone before they understand words. When their mother speaks softly, they feel comfort. When their father speaks firmly, they feel instruction. They don't analyze sentences, they feel authority. Likewise, the universe doesn't interpret your grammar, it responds to your tone. Your conviction, your certainty. When you speak like a victim, you attract more defeat. When you speak like a victor, you summon more victories. There are people who keep waiting for someone to validate them. They wait for a promotion before they feel like a leader. They wait for wealth before they talk like a success. They wait for love before they act lovable. But those who walk in authority reverse it. They speak it before they see it. They create the condition they desire. Because faith doesn't wait for evidence, it produces evidence. Authority is speaking from revelation, not from result. Imagine two farmers standing in an empty field. One says, "When I see the plants, I'll believe the seeds worked." The other says, "I believe the seeds will grow because I've planted them." The first farmer speaks about faith. The second farmer speaks with it. The first describes potential. The second commands manifestation. Which one do you think the universe will honor? The one who already believes the harvest is coming, even while staring at dirt. When you start speaking with authority, you'll notice resistance. Life will test you to see if you mean it. But don't shrink back. Authority isn't proven by comfort. It's proven by consistency. Speak it again. Speak it until your own mind submits. You are not repeating words. You are reprogramming your environment. Every "I am" statement plants a seed in the soil of reality. I am wealthy. I am favored. I am powerful. Those are not affirmations. Those are commands. There's a reason people with no qualifications still rise to power. They spoke with authority before they had evidence. They talked like leaders until the world had no choice but to agree. The energy of belief is magnetic. When you speak with conviction, opportunities start to appear, ideas come alive, people take notice, and the universe opens doors you didn't even know existed. Authority means you stop asking, "Can I?" and start saying, "I will." You stop hoping things change and start declaring change into existence. You stop describing your circumstances and start commanding your circumstances to bow. Because power is not in the situation, it's in your speech. Every word you say carries the weight of your belief, and your world rearranges itself to match the sound of your spirit. That's why silence can be dangerous. When you don't speak your future, life will speak one for you. And usually, it won't be the one you desire. Fill the air with your words of authority. Don't whisper your destiny. Announce it. Let your words echo in the atmosphere until everything around you aligns with what you've declared. Speak from faith, not fear. Speak from knowing, not guessing. Speak with authority because everything created is still listening for the sound of its master's voice. The law of voice and vibration, everything in existence moves through vibration. From the smallest atom to the vast galaxies, everything responds to frequency. Sound is not just noise, it is energy in motion. Every word you speak releases a vibration that travels through the atmosphere, shaping what you see and experience. That's why the words, "Let there be light," didn't just describe a wish. They caused light to appear. The universe is voice activated. What you say carries power because your voice has energy, and energy does not vanish, it manifests. When you wake up and say, "I'm tired, I'm broke," nothing is working. You are sending out vibrations of defeat. And the universe, like a faithful servant, responds to those vibrations. It begins arranging circumstances to match what you said. You attract more reasons to feel tired, more proof that you are broke, more experiences that justify your statement. The law of vibration does not judge your words as positive or negative. It simply obeys them. It listens to the tone behind your voice, not your excuses. Imagine two people standing at a bus stop in the rain. One says, "This day is ruined." The other says, "This rain is cleansing the world. It's washing away yesterday." Same weather, different vibration. One attracts frustration, the other peace. That's the law of vibration at work. Your outer world is an echo of your inner sound. If the sound inside you is fear, your reality will tremble. If it's faith, your reality will rise. There is power in your spoken word because sound never dies, it only transforms. Scientists have proven that when a sound wave is created, it continues to exist in some form, traveling endlessly through matter and space. That means every word you've ever spoken is still somewhere influencing something. You might have forgotten what you said years ago, but your words didn't forget you. They went to work, shaping your experiences and aligning your life to the vibration you sent out. That's why it's dangerous to speak carelessly. A person who constantly says, "I'm unlucky," will start to see luck escape them, not because of a curse, but because they've tuned their frequency to scarcity. It's like tuning a radio. You can't listen to a success station while broadcasting a failure signal. To change your results, you must first change your frequency. And the fastest way to do that is to change your speech. The wealthiest, happiest, most peaceful people in the world understand this law, even if they don't call it by name. They speak life, not death. They speak abundance, not lack. They talk about opportunities, not obstacles. They understand that their voice sets the tone for their vibration. Your voice is your command center. When you speak, you are giving instructions to the universe, to your mind, to your emotions, to your future. Picture your words as seeds. Each syllable carries DNA. When you speak, you're planting those seeds into the soil of existence. A farmer doesn't plant thorns and expect roses, but that's exactly what people do when they speak negatively and hope for good things to happen. You can't curse your day in the morning and expect blessings by night. You can't complain about your job every day and expect promotion. The vibration you release sets the conditions for your harvest. There are moments in life when silence feels easier than faith, when your bills are high, when your body is tired, when your dreams seem delayed. The easiest thing is to sigh and say, "It's not working." But that's when you must remember, your voice is stronger than your circumstance. Even when it hurts, speak life. Even when you don't see results, keep declaring victory, because your vibration doesn't ask for proof, it creates it. The longer you maintain that frequency of faith, the faster your reality shifts. Think of a tuning fork. When you strike it, it vibrates, and if another fork of the same frequency is nearby, it begins to vibrate too, even without being touched. That's resonance. Your life works the same way. When you vibrate with confidence, opportunities of the same energy start resonating with you. When you vibrate with gratitude, You attract more reasons to be thankful. When you vibrate with love, people and experiences that mirror that love appear. The entire universe is responding to your sound, even when you are unaware. You've probably noticed that certain people light up a room without saying much. It's not their looks, their wealth, or their fame. It's their vibration. They carry peace, purpose, certainty. They speak slowly, clearly, intentionally. Their voice has weight because it's backed by belief. Meanwhile, someone else may talk all day and still feel unheard because their words carry no vibration of truth. Empty words make noise. Powerful words create motion. Your vibration is not just what you say, it's how you say it. It's your tone, your energy, your belief. You can say, I'm blessed 1,000 times, but if your heart vibrates with fear, the universe reads fear, not faith. That's why alignment matters. You must feel what you say. Speak from the core of your spirit, not from habit. When your heart and your mouth agree, the vibration becomes unstoppable. Look at musicians. The great ones don't just sing, they transmit emotion. You feel their songs because they sing from truth. That's how your declarations should sound: real, passionate, intentional. Speak your wealth like it's already in motion. Speak your healing like it's already done. Speak your success like it's already written. You are not describing your life. You are designing it with sound. Think about water for a moment. Scientists have shown that when water molecules are exposed to words of love, they form beautiful, symmetrical patterns under a microscope. When exposed to words of hate, they form chaotic, broken shapes. Now remember that your body is made of over 70% water. What do you think your cells do when you constantly speak doubt and negativity? Your body hears you. Your health hears you. Your life hears you. Every time you open your mouth, you are conducting energy. You are sending instructions to the unseen. The law of vibration means you don't get what you want. You get what you are. And what you are is constantly announced through your voice. The most powerful people are not the loudest, but those whose vibration is clear, steady, and unwavering. They have mastered the law of voice and vibration because they understand that sound precedes sight. The unseen moves before the seen catches up. When you speak in faith, you are shaking the invisible until it becomes visible. You are giving shape to the formless. Your voice is not just sound, it's creation in progress. That's why when you declare something in power, the world eventually adjusts to match the sound of your belief. Everything that surrounds you is already waiting to hear what you will say next. Your words create your financial environment. Every word that comes out of your mouth is an architect of your tomorrow. Your tongue is not just flesh and muscle. It is the construction tool of your destiny. Your life right now is a reflection of the environment your words have built. Some people are living inside palaces of prosperity because they spoke abundance, while others are trapped inside walls of limitation because they spoke lack. You can't curse your life with one sentence and bless it with the next. Words don't vanish into thin air. They linger in the atmosphere, shaping what you see, influencing what you feel, and creating what you experience. When you constantly say, I can't afford this, your mind begins to adjust your reality to match that statement. It stops looking for solutions and starts accepting struggle as normal. You begin to live within the limits of your language. The moment you say, I can't, your brain shuts down possibility. But when you say, I will find a way, your mind starts searching for doors. That's why successful people sound different. They speak differently because they see differently. Their vocabulary is victory. Their sentences carry faith. Their tone carries conviction. They build their environment with words that elevate them, not words that bury them. Imagine a person who spends every morning saying, nothing good ever happens to me. What happens next? Their eyes become trained to notice only what's wrong. Blessings could be standing right in front of them, but they wouldn't see them because their words have programmed their mind to focus on negativity. On the other hand, someone who wakes up and says, something good is about to happen today, may not know how, but they have just tuned their frequency to opportunity. Their eyes, their thoughts, and their energy become magnets for goodness because their words have created an atmosphere that welcomes miracles. Dr. Myles Munroe once said, "Your environment is the product of your mind." But let's go deeper. Your mind is influenced by what your mouth says. The more you speak doubt, the more your mind produces fear. The more you speak faith, the more your mind produces confidence. Words are not harmless, they are seeds. You plant them in the soil of your atmosphere, and eventually you eat the fruit of what you've spoken. If you plant thorns of negativity, don't expect roses of prosperity. You can't gossip about failure and expect to grow success. You can't constantly complain about money and expect it to stay with you. Money doesn't live where it's dishonored. Think about your home for a moment. The energy inside your house changes based on the words spoken in it. A home filled with gratitude feels peaceful. A home filled with arguments feels heavy. The same principle applies to your finances. When you speak words of lack, "I'm always broke," "I'll never make enough," "life is too hard," you create a financial climate that repels increase. Your money starts to behave according to your speech. It leaves faster. It refuses to grow. But when you bless your money, when you say, "Every dollar I touch multiplies," or "I am trusted with divine resources," you create an atmosphere of expansion. The difference is not in your bank account. It's in your belief and your speech. Every successful person has learned the art of speaking abundance before they see it. They call themselves Rick when their pockets are empty, not because they are lying, but because they understand that words are prophetic tools. They don't describe life as it is, they describe life as it will be. Their mouths are not mirrors, they are blueprints. They speak as builders. They say, "I am increasing. I am favored. My ideas are valuable. My gifts are making room for me." They are not waiting for evidence, they are creating evidence. There was once a woman who worked a low-paying job, but every day she told her children, "We are rich in opportunity, rich in favor, rich in ideas." Her words built an environment of faith in that small home. Her children grew up believing they could do anything because their mother's language programmed their world. Years later, one became an engineer, another a business owner, and another a speaker. That woman changed her family's financial future, not by magic, but by vocabulary. Her words turned their environment from survival into success. Your mouth is your greatest investment tool. Before you ever hold money in your hand, you hold power in your speech. That's why people who constantly speak wealth begin to think wealth, and people who constantly talk lack begin to live lack. You are the echo of your own voice. The universe is not responding to your needs, it's responding to your declarations. When you say, "Money never stays," it won't. When you say, "I attract consistent income," it will find its way to you. Because your words send instruction. They tell creation how to behave around you. In everyday life, you can test this. Walk into a store with confidence, even if you have little money, and notice how people treat you differently. Speak to yourself like a person of value, and you'll begin to make decisions that reflect that value. Call your wallet blessed. Call your work fruitful. Call your time valuable. These words might seem small, but they build walls of belief around your life that no storm can destroy. There's a reason people who complain about money never have enough. Complaint creates a cycle. The more you talk about what's missing, the more you see what's missing. But gratitude multiplies. When you bless what you have, it grows. When you thank God for the little learns how to expand. The same law that governs growth in nature governs growth in finances. A plant grows where it's nurtured, not where it's neglected. Your financial life grows where it's spoken to with honor, not where it's spoken to with frustration. Your words are invisible architects. They design your financial atmosphere even when you're unaware. You might not see it happening instantly, but every word builds something. A bridge to opportunity or a wall against it. You cannot separate your environment from your expression. Speak progress and progress will appear. Speak defeat, and defeat will dominate. Every paycheck, every transaction, every opportunity carries your verbal signature. If your words are full of fear, they cancel the energy of favor. But if your words are filled with gratitude, purpose, and faith, they activate abundance. Every morning, look around your life and ask, what are my words building today? Are you constructing wealth or destruction? Are you speaking as a builder or as a breaker? Because whatever you say most, you will eventually see. Your financial atmosphere listens to your mouth more than your mind. You can think success silently, but until you speak it, it remains unbuilt. Speak with authority, with faith, with confidence. Your words are bricks. Build your fortune with them. So now, my friend, as you stand at this crossroad between who you were and who you are becoming, understand this truth. Your mouth is the microphone of your destiny. The words you release are not just sounds, they are spiritual instructions that command your tomorrow. Life is not waiting for you to have more. It is waiting for you to say more. You've been quiet for too long about what belongs to you. You've allowed doubt to dictate your dialogue, fear to frame your future, and struggle to silence your soul. But today, right now, you have the power to change the atmosphere with your voice. You don't need millions in the bank to start speaking abundance. You don't need a title to declare victory. You don't need a miracle to begin saying, I am blessed, I am favored, I am unstoppable. Because when you speak faith in the face of fear, heaven takes notes. When you declare light in the middle of darkness, the universe starts rearranging itself to honor your words. Remember, what you speak about, you bring about. Your words are either watering your dream or drowning it. Choose to water it. Choose to speak life even when everything around you looks dead. Because resurrection begins with a declaration, not a situation. You might be struggling right now. You might be walking through a valley where everything feels uncertain. But hear me, even in the valley, your voice has value. You can speak your way out of darkness. You can declare your way into destiny. You can call things that are not as though they were. That's not fantasy, that's faith in action. Faith doesn't wait for evidence, it creates evidence. And the evidence of your belief begins with your confession. When you wake up tomorrow, don't just scroll through your phone. Scroll through your potential. Speak to your mirror like it owes you greatness. Tell yourself, I am not ordinary, I am chosen. I am not weak, I am a warrior. I am not forgotten, I am favored. I am not waiting for success, success is waiting for me. Speak with the conviction of a king, because kings don't beg for blessings, they declare them. Queens don't chase validation, they command respect. Don't let your circumstances mute your purpose. Your current location is not your final destination. Maybe you started in a small room, but your words can open palaces. Maybe you grew up with nothing, but your words can create nations. The Bible says, let there be light, and there was light. That's the power of divine speech. You carry the same breath of creation inside you. Every word you speak carries energy, carries authority, carries creation power. When you say, I will rise, the ground itself begins to move to lift you. When you say, I am wealthy, your mind starts searching for opportunities. When you say, I am healed, your body begins to align with your belief. So speak like someone who knows that heaven is listening. Speak like someone who refuses to lose. Speak like someone who knows their voice was designed to break barriers. Your silence might keep you safe, but your speech will make you significant. Speak until your fears tremble. Speak until your haters wonder what keeps you going. Speak until your life becomes a living testimony of what faith-filled words can build. Every time you open your mouth, remember, you are creating your tomorrow. The same tongue that can complain can also command. The same voice that can curse can also create. Stop describing your pain and start declaring your promise. Stop talking about the storm and start calling the sunshine. Stop saying, I'm stuck, and start saying, I'm shifting. Because the direction of your words determines the direction of your life. You are not meant to whisper your potential. You are meant to roar your purpose. Let the world hear your declaration. I am becoming everything God designed me to be. Let your enemies hear it. Let your doubts hear it. Let your fears hear it. Speak it until your life echoes it. Speak it until your reality reflects it. Because in the end, greatness is not given. It's spoken into existence. Every legend, every leader, every visionary started with a sentence that defied their situation. So speak your wealth, speak your health, speak your peace, speak your power. You were never meant to live small. You were meant to live spoken. So raise your voice, command your future, and declare to the world, I am not waiting for miracles. I am one. I am not chasing blessings. I attract them. I am not predicting my future. I am creating it word by word, day by day, declaration by declaration. Speak, because your voice is the sound of destiny being born.